December 2007, at 10 a.m., a woman was asleep in her bed when she was attacked. The assailant, believed to have entered her home through an open garage door, took out a pocket knife, put a pillow over her face, and slashed her on the arm before he sexually assaulted her.
Getting attacked in bed is, for me, one of the biggest fears.
In the United States, a sexual assault happens every 2 minutes. 1 out of 6 women and 1 out of 33 men will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime.
The biggest months for assaults or rapes are the warmer months, starting in March, April, May. It goes on all the way up through September. Keep your doors and your windows locked. The guy that you live with or your husband or your fiance may make fun of you. They may think, oh, you're just being silly. You don't need that. Doesn't matter. They're not the ones that have to deal with some guy coming into the house and raping them.
Taking the time to secure your home is the first line of defense. Keep all doors and windows locked and install an alarm system. Other products like door jams are a great early warning system. So, like the woman in Chicago who was attacked in bed while she slept, would you know what to do if you awoke to an armed attacker on top of you?
The other thing about being attacked in bed is knowing that you've got tools that you can survive. It changes you from being in that state of being fearful and unempowered and afraid of what could happen into that kind of strategic, well, what would I do? What's the move that I would use? How would I buck and roll a bad guy?
Theresa Byrne is a third-degree black belt who teaches self-defense and empowerment programs for adults and children.
Okay, Theresa, today you're going to show us some great stuff for women. Everybody out there's got a mom or a daughter.
One of my biggest fears, and one of most women's biggest fears, would be being attacked in bed. Having an armed attacker, an unarmed attacker in your room, suddenly, you've not prepared for it, you can't do anything, you don't have a firearm. What can you do?
The most important thing to remember is that even if an attacker comes out of nowhere, I'm going to pretend like I'm following along. I am not going to instantly scream and fight him because I don't know if he's got a weapon. I don't know if I know him. There's too many variables. So what I want to do is slowly bring my knees up. I have then established a base. I can now use my body weight. Most of women's power comes from their hips and their thighs. From this position, I can buck a guy. Even if he's 250 pounds, I can push my hips up and buck someone off of me. The other thing that I've got at this position is my knee. So I can buck or I can just knee him in the head or in the back. He will not expect it. Why? Because I was passive the whole time, and then when I pull on him and buck my hips up, he's automatically gonna roll. And that gives me a chance to roll out and protect myself. So the most important thing that I would want to do is be able to uncover my mouth. I'm also going to start taking his control away by putting my hand on his hand. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to plant my feet. That gives me a much more stable base. And as I bend Eric's arm, I'm just going to buck my weight up, and it doesn't matter that he's over 200 and some odd pounds, and I'm going to still be able to roll him. Then, if I wanted to, I could hit him on the head with my shoe. If not, I'm going to grab my cell phone and run and go call 911, lock myself in a bathroom and call 911 right away. There's so many different tools and methods when it comes to self-defense training. Probably the most important part is doing adrenal stress conditioning or training. Doing conditioning that allows them to train their adrenaline. Another one would be how to get out of some of the most popular grabs, using your voice as a tool. You can say something like, stop, don't hurt me, or you can say, stop, don't hurt me. Get out of here! Get out! More meanness!
Whether citizens are armed or they're not armed, whether they have a permit or they don't, you have to have in the back of your mind some kind of action plan
911?
or you're just going to freeze up during the stark terror of that event.
To help prepare yourself for a potentially dangerous situation, take the time to find a self-defense program that will give you the tools and training to protect you and your family.